When I started med school, I roomed with the same guy for 2 years. And he was just starting his anime journey. He played a lot of video games in his time, but never really watched anime. And so he was just getting initiated into that. And so we used to watch shows together like Community, Daredevil, but he hadn't watched One Piece. And I was like, bro, you gotta watch One Piece. It's my favorite anime. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. And after a while, right? At first he had the classic reservation. It's too long. It's too long, right? And I was like, no, bro, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. And eventually he starts watching it. And it was really nice when he was watching it because I would randomly just catch him during different times. And so I remember watching him during the Alabasta arc, seeing a little bit of that, and then watching during the Skypiea arc, and then seeing a little bit of that. And it was really cool because I hadn't read through a lot of those earlier stories until I was a kid when I read them. And so now I got to re-experience those arcs again, and I experiencing it through his eyes, kind of seeing the ups and downs of Alabasta and then the peak of Enies Lobby, for example. And that was super exciting to see from his eyes because it kind of reawakened that love and that passion I have for One Piece in me too. And it also bonded us together as well. Because once he had reached Enies Lobby Water 7, he was like, oh man, this show's great. I'm not stopping. Thank you for introducing to me to this show. And we got to bond together because we watched a lot of it together. All right. I remember one very specific moment. He was in Marineford. So I just come home, and what I was going to do was I was going to change, shower. And then this girl had actually invited me to come hang out with her and her friends out at the bar. And we just had a test that day, and I was completely free. And then I saw that my roommate was watching One Piece, and he was at the Ford arc. And so Luffy had already made it to Marineford, and he's fighting to get Ace. And I was like, oh, bro, this is so peak. And I swear to God, I canceled on meeting that girl out and her friends and stayed in to watch One Piece. Who knows what could have happened if I'd gone out? Most likely, probably nothing, but maybe we could have been married with 10 children and a house in the countryside, right? You never know. One Piece has taken that away. But no, so it's good, right? So I got him addicted to One Piece, and he binged the shit out of it. My friend's one of those types that doesn't need to study that much to do decent. And whereas for me, I was the opposite. In med school, I had to study every single day. But he was like a binger, so he just binged all of One Piece, and then would cram for the test, and then our tests were every 2 weeks, and then would just binge the rest of the time. And so by the time this was when he was binging, he was in the Dressrosa arc, and eventually he caught up, and then had to resort to the pain of watching weekly. But then after we moved off as roommates, and now I'm in a different city, he's in a different city, right? We're both practicing doctors, different locations. We still keep up through One Piece because you'll text me like, oh yeah, did you read the latest chapter? Like that, like recently there's been some Elbaph shenanigans, right? With the big bad, without spoilers, the big bad has shown up in Elbaph, and we're like, whoa, like insane. And periodically I've texted him stuff like, did you see Gear 5 and other things like that. So it's helping us maintain this friendship that we have, One Pieces. And it all started because I got him hooked onto One Piece, right? I spread the legend of the Nakama and the pirates around. And this is why I want to bring this anime, video games, the stuff to mainstream, is because I've seen how it helps me connect to other people in my real life. And so I want other people to be able to experience that as well. And so that's actually why I created Cosplay Couture, a fashion runway show. That's where the whole goal is to elevate cosplay into mainstream media and fashion. So that way everyone can experience the beauty of cosplay rather than just our niche community. Definitely check that out if that mission speaks to you. We have shows in Miami and New York. Otherwise, yeah, I will see you in the next video.